We're working. We're in the lab, and we're gonna make sure this happens as soon as possible.
Welcome to an episode of the Sports Genes Into the Lab podcast, where sports analysts and experts dissect the latest news from the NBA and NFL, giving you a unique view on some of the hottest topics around your favorite teams. From the fresh field smells of the NFL to the hardwood courts of the NBA, and possibly your comfy couch for your fantasy football team. Let's see what kind of news the lab is working with today. Here's your host from the Sports Analytics headquarters in San Antonio, Texas, Ernest Silva.
Whoa. We are back. This weekend was much better for the crew, pick'em-wise. Maybe not Kenny, but everybody else. I am your host, Ernest Silva. Excited to be with you back on the Into the Lab podcast. If you're listening, we got a full group today. We're going to give the rundown right now. And if you are watching, brought to you by Taquito Express, you can use your code BCMG and get 10% off all you can eat tacos in beautiful Brownsville, Texas. Tonight's episode dedicated to one of our sponsors. Our group ate there, and we absolutely loved it. It was fantastic. Look, Luke's giving the nod. Londo's giving the thumbs up on the side. Yes, that's right. Orlando Mendoza in studio. You see the thumbs up on the side of the screen. You can catch all of his content at Londo4291 on Twitter. Londo on the mic, Rachel in the room, and we're going to get things started here first. You've seen him for the majority of this season. That is right. That is Chris Borak. Borak back in action here on ITL. Borak, what's going on, man?
Hey, happy to be on. Good evening, everybody. Happy to turn it around week 2 and looking forward to some pick'em tonight.
Yeah, you turned it around. The Texans did not, but we're going to talk about that a little bit later. Sorry about your background. But I was hoping that they were going to turn around. I mean, it happens. It happens.
Hey, we're going for draft picks. We're doing just fine.
I guess that's true. All right. Who else is here? Oh, yeah, that's right. The man, the myth, the legend, Just Luke himself. Just Luke is back again on ITL. What's going on, brother?
What's up, guys? Glad to be back. Thank you, Texas Longhorns, for giving me the opportunity to get my first dub of the year, not covering 28.5 points against Wyoming. I appreciate that. Number 2, Ernest, I think I'm going to adopt the Brian Ferentz way of life for the rest of the year with these Cleveland Browns fans. You want to know why? This is why.
Maybe it's time to grab a little step ladders and go ahead and climb out of my ass for a while.
Yeah, just get on your step ladders, Browns fans, and get out of my ass. All right, you took it out last night. TJ Watt is the best defensive player in the league, no doubt.
Luke, I know it wasn't the best performance in the world, but you got to be feeling good that you guys got a dub, right?
Hey, Victory Tuesday. That's all that matters. It was ugly, but it was Victory Tuesday, so I'll take it.
Absolutely about it. Season 5 co-host. He had jumped off screen. He's back. That's right. Kenny Cotterell, what's going on, man?
I don't know why. For some reason, it keeps cutting me out. And I keep hearing your intro like over and over and over. So that's really disturbing, as much as I love hearing that we're in the lab. But yeah, super excited. Dallas are 2-0. The Giants, God, that's the only thing that would have made my Sunday better is if they blew that game. Russell Wilson can't even Hail Mary correctly, which is awesome. So it was a fun Sunday.
I will say this. There was a small panic Sunday. Like, the Cowboys are only up 10-7. The Giants are down 20-0 to the Cardinals. And I was like, okay, maybe we aren't legit. And there's the Giants just sucked and we aren't that good. And then everything kind of became regular. All right. So enough about that. The man that we're here today, the guest pod for today, is Chris Connor himself from the Last Call podcast. You've heard me on there a couple of times. Chris Connor joining the ITL crew for Pick'em Week 3 edition. What's going on, Chris?
Well, I figured since you've been a great guest on my show, I should at least get a chance to be on yours. And I got to say, after
this week's games, I'm just I gotta get some of the stuff off my chest because there's certain teams that I'm very happy with, certain teams that are pissing me off, and my fantasy league pick of Jamar Chase, I'm ready to start crying. That's how bad it's been so far. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I'm with you. I have Eckler in one league. That's not working out for me. I have Cup and Chubb in another league. That's not working out for me. But before I ruin all of our round one headlines, let's not forget that this is powered by Blue Collar Media Group, BCMG. Level up. Hashtag level up is our saying for this season. Very excited. Round one is news around the NFL. We're going to cover some of the headlines, talk about a couple of things. Let's first start off with some of the craziest news. It's like I could probably snap back to last year's episode and put this headline on. Cam Akers or Where's Waldo? That's the first headline we're going to talk about. Cam Akers, 15 minutes before snap, is not playing because he's a coach's decision to be DNP, and he will be gone. That was the headline. Is he is no longer a Ram. Borak, this is nuts, man. We were high on Cam Akers just a year and a half ago. We thought he was going to take over for the Rams and be amazing. What is happening?
I have no idea what's happening, and it's obviously behind the scenes. We saw this last year. Kyron Williams came in, he caught fire, and then all of a sudden Akers was back, and he was starting at running back again. And then he finished out the year fantastic. So obviously this is something going on behind the scenes that we don't know about.
Like, has there been a player like this where he just continuously yo-yos like that? Like, I know we've seen the head cases of Antonio Brown, and we've seen some of the crazy antics of the Des Bryants, but have we ever seen a player that just kind of in practice ruins his relationship and because of injuries gets slotted right back in? Kenny, what are your thoughts on Cam Akers?
He's probably going to be a really good Cleveland Brown. Now that, spoiler, Nick Chubb probably isn't playing the rest of the year. I know that you guys were really debating it before the show whether he was going to be back by week 10, but yeah, he's probably not going, and they could use a running back. So make that trade right away and hope that he has a better temperament than he has with the Rams and McVay.
I heard the news out of Cleveland is it was a bone bruise. Kenny, was that not correct?
Very significant bone bruise. That bone is very bruised. Some might say broken. I think he'll be fine. He is available in fantasy if you want him, though.
Yep. Reach out to Kenny in his leagues. He's absolutely shopping Nick Chubb today. Chris Conner, you're here. I'm going to get your take on Cam Akers. What do you make of this crazy situation in Los Angeles, year number 2?
I just think this is Sean McVay. Look, he's a offensive-minded, spread it out quarterback, wide receiver. That's his offense. And I think he looks at Cam Akers and goes, well, I can replace you. I can get any running back out there. He's done it already with his wide receivers. I think Akers ends up in Baltimore. I think that's the perfect fit for him because the Ravens like to run. He won't have to be the lead back, but they need somebody because J.K. Dobbins is once again injured. So I think that's the one team they'll look and go because they are loaded for bear. That's a team that wants to go all in this year, and I think that's where he'll end up because they'll give a high enough pick and they'll make Sean McVay happy because they'll find some 5th or 6th round guy that doesn't have to pay Cam Akers anymore.
Yeah, I like that take. I think it's a solid take. I think a lot of running backs tend to go to Florida to die off. So we see a lot of injured running backs head that way. So I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up in Tampa or Miami just for funsies, or Jacksonville for that matter. We're talking about it, we're joking about it, but really it's kind of sad news, right? Nick Chubb ends up getting a season-ending injury. Just Luke, you're watching this game pretty intently. It's your team versus their team. Nothing circles the toilet bowl like the Cleveland Browns, right? So,
yeah.
Talk to us a little bit. What are your thoughts on the Nick Chubb injury? Some people were saying it was dirty. I watched the play over and over. I don't think it was dirty. I think it's just bad luck. It's just a bad instance. What are your thoughts?
So a few things to get off my chest. One thing, obviously, prayers up for Nick Chubb.
Absolutely.
That's gigantic. He's dealt with this before. He didn't think he was coming back from the first one, and now this one's even worse. So, Don't like to see anybody get hurt on the football field. It's very unfortunate. But here's the other thing, Ernest. One, Nick Chubb is probably the best back or top 3 in the NFL, correct? Like, I don't think there's an argument for that, right? So
That's correct.
Either Minka goes high and becomes a poster child for Nick Chubb, which has happened many times, or in this case, he tackled him low and it just happened to be the wrong time. Wrong place, wrong time. And
Bad luck.
it sucks. I don't want to see it, but it's not dirty. It's not a dirty play. I don't want to hear that. There's so many reasons why that game was as bad as it is. And it wasn't even the Steelers were bad, the Browns were bad, and the referees were awful last night. Ron Torbert's group was bad last night. And there was a lot of calls in that game that I just left me puzzling and trying to figure out what the game plan even was for both sides of this team. So, in all actuality, you know, it really does suck for the Cleveland Browns because that is their bell cow. That is their guy. The Jerome kid stepped up, and, I mean, they could have named the score last night by the running game. And Kevin Stefanski fucked around and found out that, you know what?
As you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out.
Exactly. And it's that Deshaun Watson of 2019 is not coming back. He's not coming back, guys. Like, this is now game 8 or 9 in his tenure in Cleveland. That guy is not coming back. And now without their best weapon on offense, it's going to be a tough year for them. It's going to be. Now, who replaces him? Obviously, the first person you think of is Kareem Hunt. Obviously. He knows the system. He knows Kevin Stefanski.
He's there today.
It's pretty much, I think it's a done deal with him. I don't think they trade any capital for him. You know, so they probably signed Kareem Hunt. Now on this Cam Akers situation, right? I feel like this is a Patriots running back situation. Remember Jonas Gray? Jonas Gray went off for a hundo against Indianapolis and then disappeared off the face of the earth, right? Except Cam Akers is just coming back. So I don't really know what is going on out there because Stetson Bennett is obviously having issues. He's on the commissioner's exempt list or something of that sort, kind of a list.
Something personal is going on there.
A personal list. Now you're talking Cam Akers is in and out of the lineup. They don't have a lot of draft capital, but you best bet they've made the call to Indianapolis to get Jonathan Taylor. There's no doubt in my mind that they would make that call. They pulled the trigger before. I don't know with this Rams team right now. They are so... Do they want to give up Aaron Donald, Matt Stafford, Cooper Kupp? Do they want to be in this divisional race? Do they want to be in a playoff race? I don't know. I don't know what their team is right now. So is Cam Akers that big of a loss? I don't really think so for them, but we'll see.
Yeah, that's great analysis on that. And Kareem Hunt was there today, did have his tryout again with Cleveland. And they were looking over paperwork. So that's the latest out of Cleveland. Good luck to them. I'm not sure what's going to happen there. Saquon Barkley was listed to be pretty much out for the week, but he's now listed as questionable as the Giants and Dable say he might play Thursday night against the 49ers. Okay. Chris Connor, what are your thoughts on Saquon, and should fantasy owners be pivoting already?
I would, just because, and I remember talking with a bunch of Giants insiders, and that offensive line is a mess. I mean, yeah, you have Evan Neal, you have Andrew Thomas. They're pretty solid, but I mean, they have no idea what's going on with the guards. We have a center, you know, Schmitz, who's a third rounder, pretty decent, but he's still a rookie. I mean, that's just they can't block. I mean, you saw it against not only the Cowboys, but at times even against the Rams. It's like, oh my God, this is bad. I mean, Daniel Jones is going to get killed. So I think Barkley might be out for at least maybe a couple of weeks. Worst comes to worst, though, look, you have Kenyon Drake, who's still out there at the free agent market. He's been around. He knows every system. He's been, people forget he was still averaging like over 4 yards a carry the last 3 or 4 years. So if you don't want to give up capital if you're the Giants, you just need somebody to stopgap. Just call up the phone. There's Kenyon Drake, and you just try to get by until Barkley's, pretty healthy, because the schedule for them is not easy. That's a brutal schedule they have this year.
I will say, Ernest, I mean, if you're looking at just the division, they've got 4 weeks to get Saquon back. Their next divisional game isn't until the October 22nd against the Commanders at home. So that might be coming back against San Francisco is not a great idea. But if you're looking strictly division, he's got 5 weeks to get ready. So is that 5 weeks going to be enough? Who knows? But if they just want to play the division, 5 weeks.
Let's look at the Giants' schedule, right? Because you get Niners on Thursday night, then you get Seahawks at home.
Yeah.
Then you got to go to Miami. You got to go to Buffalo.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't have Saquon, you're 0-6. Like that's a true statement. Which game is a toss up to anybody on here?
I'd say Seattle, just because I don't trust them. And remember, Seattle's coming all the way to New York, which is a pain in the ass for them. I mean, anytime you see a West Coast team travel East Coast, that's not fun. I mean, usually they don't play that well. So that might be the one toss-up. And
yeah, but 1-5 going against Washington. Washington is 2-0.
At that point, you're looking at shutting it down.
Yeah,
I mean,
so at that point, what are you doing, right? And he's on a franchise tag. Is it get right and get him out?
Well,
at that point,
that's the other thing. Does Saquon even want to come back after that?
He's not going to go out Thursday night. He'll be back in 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
There's no way he's risking his health.
From I'm out 3 weeks to hey, I might play on a short week.
Yeah.
I think it's completely a smokescreen. There's no way in hell Saquon is playing this week, and that's fine. Like, at the end of the day, nobody thinks that they're beating the 49ers. Nobody. No. So why? Like, if you're going to have to make a late run anyways to potentially sneak into the playoffs,
get him healthy.
Just get him 100%. As much as my fantasy team could really use him, I don't think that he really gives a shit about Kenny's fantasy team up in Regina, Saskatchewan. So just get healthy.
Very debatable. I appreciate your humbleness there, Kenny. I will say that
he does care about my team. I don't think he cares about anyone's.
You never know. You never know. You're an important figure in Saskatchewan. I will say this though. If anybody's looking for a trade, Kenny is offering Saquon Barkley as well. You can offer him anybody on your team, and he would probably give that up. Before we go to our next topic, again, I want to remind everybody tonight's episode and segment brought to you by Taquito Express. Use code BCMG, get 10% off your all-you-can-eat tacos. Trust me, they're delicious. We're going to start this next one off with Londo because it was Justin Fields' season. That ended, I think it might have ended in 2 weeks, but Londo, how are you feeling about your MVP pick and more for 4 as they've struggled to come out the gate?
Wait, where was DJ Moore in the wide receiver rankings as well? Number 4?
Number 4, more for 4.
Like 15.
I'm gonna find out his ranking right now just to help you, Londo. Give you some help.
Londo, more importantly, how does it feel to lose to me in the ITL league by 3.16 points this past week? I'm sure that you were super excited.
That one's ridiculous. I couldn't.
DJ Moore is ranked 46th.
Okay, all right. There's a 4 there.
Hey, top 50. That's awesome.
There's a 4.
There is indeed a 4. Silver lining, Ernest. That's what I appreciate about you.
Now,
he improved from week 1.
If he finishes 44, Londo technically wins double.
That's true. That's true. I'm pretty disappointed, man. But you know what? I'll stay optimistic.
Give me a thumbs up on the screen.
We'll see what happens.
There it is. There it is. Londo giving a thumbs up. He's not worried. He's not worried, guys.
He
I just had
sounds
a quick.
really worried. He sounds very defeated.
He's what is he like? Wide receiver 5 right now. It's okay. He'll come back.
I'll be all right.
It's 4, wide receiver 4. All right, let's go to the real topic. All right, last headline for the night: fantasy waiver wire must-haves, guys. I asked the panel to pick one running back and one wide receiver you think are just must-haves on the waiver wire this week. And we'll start this one off with ready to go. Kenny, which running back should people be targeting on the waiver wire?
Whichever one is on the Browns, I guess. I mean, if we're talking about whether it's Garrett Strong or Ford, like it's pretty obvious which team's running back you should be targeting.
Kenny goes Browns backfield, whoever's there and whatever name is possibly available. You go get them. Ford, Hunt, maybe throw an Akers in there. It's gonna be a Brown.
Go get Kareem Hunt because he's probably coming back.
Gotcha. Kareem Hunt's the first pick. Luke, give us a running back. Oh, we got our first mute of the night. First one of the night. We have over under on the mutes at 3 tonight. At 3, so that's 1. There goes Luke.
Cheeks. That's so booty cheeks. So I mean, obviously it was Kareem Hunt, but that goes out the window. Jalen Warren. We'll say Jalen Warren. How about that?
I like that. Are you worried about Najee Harris? Is he really just done in Pittsburgh?
It's not him, Ernest.
It's him.
Not him.
He's a plotter. Yeah.
It's not. Listen, he is a downhill runner.
He plots.
He is a downhill runner, and they are not treating him as a downhill runner. It is constantly east-west work, and it's not working for him. And
well, I think part of that is Najee trying to bounce to the outside, thinking he's not a downhill runner.
I believe that Canada. I think
anybody run us a middle with that O line.
Are we saying that he's pulling a Madison then at that point?
But it's also hard to run the ball when the offensive line don't block for you. So
I'm just saying, when you watch both of them run, Warren and Najee, Warren looks like he's shot out of a cannon. Like
because he's 5'2", Borak.
It doesn't matter. Like
I mean, that does
he's not
kind
as
of
small as
matter.
Deuce Vaughn. He's not as small as Deuce Vaughn.
He's 5'8".
Fun fact, I had to start Deuce Vaughn in fantasy this weekend because Jay Glazer decided to drop that Cam Akers news at 1:58.
That's nasty.
Thanks, Jay. 2 minutes before kickoff, bud.
And
Chris Conner with
wide
the last
receiver, I'm going to say Traylon Burks, Tennessee.
Traylon Burks. He's going to give us a wideout already. All right. We'll take that later and we'll make a note of it. Chris Conner with the Last Call podcast. Who is the running back to have off waiver wire?
You know what? I'm going to go Gus the Bus. That's right. J.K. Dobbins is out. And look, Gus Edwards, we're not going to – Justice Hill's not a bell cow. They don't want Lamar Jackson getting injured again this year. So I'm going Gus the Bus. I think he's going to get at least, 15, 18 carries. He'll get a couple touchdowns. And that's a guy you could probably sneak on the waiver wire because nobody knows who Gus Edwards is.
Yeah, I like it.
I'll give you a real sleeper after 2 weeks because they're rarely talking about this guy on TV. Puka Nacua.
Stop it. Chris Conner, since they're getting wide receivers also, why don't you give me a wide receiver?
Oh, that's going to be you know what? Just because he's the only guy that Mac Jones seems to throw to and has trust, I'm going with Kendrick Bourne because at least he'll get you 60 yards to 80 yards, 5 or 6 catches. And as we've seen, Mac Jones doesn't trust anybody else, a la Juju Sanu, a la, I benched the rookies already, so we're done Bill Belichick, or, the carcass that is, Dante Parker. So I'm going Bourne. That's my sleeper pick for who you can get on a waiver wire for wide receiver.
A Patriots wide receiver. I found Steve Reiser's burner account.
Oh boy, Chris Borak, who's your sleeper running backs and wide receiver for the week?
I looked at the most added players, and Kareem Hunt is like second in Yahoo. And I don't understand this. Like, Jerome Ford is going to carry that backfield for the rest of the season. I don't know who you think is going to carry it, but they're going to sign Kareem Hunt,
Well,
Pierre
not on the roster
Strong.
yet. Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, Kareem Hunt is not going back to 2019 Kareem Hunt, so it's just not going to happen.
Don't you put that on him.
Jerome Ford looked good, and even with Chubb there, he got 15 carries the first week. They obviously believe in his talent. He's a great downhill runner, unlike Najee Harris. And they've got a good offensive line, and they're going to keep pounding the rock because Deshaun Watson is terrible. Like, they have no choice to move the ball on the ground.
No,
so if you're not targeting,
slander allowed on ITL.
What? What did you say?
No Najee Harris slander on ITL.
No, there's absolutely Harris slander. That guy has ruined me in fantasy like 3 straight years.
Buddy, if someone should be upset, I'm in 6 leagues and I got Najee in 4, but I'm trying to believe, right?
Yikes.
Hey, look,
Who's your wide receiver?
well, if going with 2 Texans, I got 2.
I thought you
Nico
were.
Collins is still undervalued. I don't know how he's still rostered in 60% of leagues.
Pump it up.
But you already know the Texans are terrible. They don't have an offensive line. They're going to be trailing in every single game. Stroud is he's gonna throw the ball over 40 plus times a game. And you should be looking to add Nico Collins. You should be looking to add Tank Dell. Tank Dell is still a sleeper out there. Laugh all you want, but the Texans are high on Tank
That's
Dell.
not
He's
marketing.
gonna get.
I have Tank Dell on my taxi squad in Dynasty. I'm all in on Tank Dell. Let's get him going.
I've got you, boy. I've got you. Say it again. Tell everybody who they should go after.
Yeah, Tank Dell, because the Texans.
Give me a hell yeah!
They're
I
gonna
got you, boy.
wide receiver 3 sets. I'm telling you, Stroud is going to throw the ball 40, 50 times a game. They have absolutely no running game. So yeah, those are the 2 receivers I would target that are. And Tank Dell, you can pick him up for free. He's like 4% owned.
Yeah, because outside of Texas, actually outside of Houston and probably San Antonio markets, nobody even cares about Tank Dell. So that's a huge find for anybody over there. Because I hear about Tank Dell all the time in all my leagues, but that's because we're here in Texas and everybody's talking about him. So it makes the most sense. Reg, who surprisingly agrees with you, Borax, is like I said, go Texans. That's not a usual thing. Red's the second half of the old guys. Yeah, second half of the old guys who like to bicker at each other. Okay, Londo, who'd you got? Swear to God, if you say DJ Moore.
Justin Fields.
Well, some people might drop him if he's wide receiver 46 right now.
Very true.
Okay.
I just went for a Jerome Ford on my fantasy, so I think I'm gonna.
Okay.
That's who I'm calling.
You're gonna continue the Jerome Ford.
Yeah.
Okay. And wide receiver?
I'll have to come back to you on that one.
Okay. All right. So for me, it was tough. Let me give you my honorable mentions for. I'm just kidding, Kenny. I'm just kidding. Before you start blowing a gasket, I'm not going to give you my honorable mentions. Okay. Oh, you don't care. Okay, got it. Thanks.
Yeah, he's not even listening.
No, I'm listening. I'm just waiting for his 7 honorable mentions, and I figured I had some time to send a text or maybe go cook dinner.
He's got a list of 15, actually.
No, I don't. First off, for running back, it's Matt Breida. You go out and get the guy who's going to probably be replacing Saquon. That's my waiver wire pickup of the week. I would logically say Zach Moss, but that was probably last week's take. So Matt Breida is the guy. It's a short week. They'll run the ball. I'm going to go that way. Wide receiver for me is Josh Reynolds. He is absolutely fantastic. Before Jamison Williams comes back, he's been targeted over 18 times. He gets looked at. Jared Goff loves him. Even back from his Ram days, he's back. And I think that connection is fantastic. Amon-Ra St. Brown might miss time. So Josh Reynolds is that sleeper guy that if your league is just sleeping on him, you go get him. So those are my two picks.
Just before you get to your honorable mentions, just so you know, Zach Moss, He's only owned in 53% of Yahoo leagues.
Oh, I should have said him.
And 32% of ESPN leagues.
Wow.
That's
That is
kind of
terrible.
surprising.
Well,
Yeah,
so
Zach
you
Moss
guys
is
picking up Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt's going to the Colts?
Reg wants to add input. He's not on the show tonight, but he says Marvin Mims is a must add for fantasy from Denver.
That's what I want.
on the
Broncos
show.
wide receiver, baby. Let Russ cook.
Let's go. What's his favorite saying, Kenny?
I'm corny.
Let's just not worry about it. Londo, last chance. Wide receiver.
Calvin Austin.
Calvin Austin. He's I think that's a Browns receiver.
He's a Steeler, I thought.
Am I right?
That's a
Steeler.
Oh,
Steeler.
he's a Steeler.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Wait, you're all in on the
Calvin
Kenny
Austin.
Pickett offense, I see. Found Luke Spurner, too. Let's go.
The burners have arrived here on ITL. Chris Connor with us. We're going to go to round 2. Our primetime pick'em is upon us right after this short, of course, commercial break. See you guys in a second.
Yo, Jill going down the hill. Gonna go fetch Jack in his little pill. Jack feeling down and that's pretty bad. Let's go.
Oh! Yo! Clip that! Clip that headshot! No!
A pistol. What the? Okay, that ain't counting.
Woo! Let's go, baby! Clutch it up! Yeah, I like it!
What? No way! Did that precision just kill me?
Let's go!
Nice, Papa!
Papa with the clutch kill at the end. Let's go.
Oh, I missed. That was bad.
Got him.
Nice.
Man, I'm going to go steal their shit.
That is definitely green.
You're dumb and it's orange.
We're both wrong, red.
I could get that solo if I tried it a couple times, but we'll come back to it.
I'm fucking dick right now. Holy shit. Like, I fucking suck right now.
Yeah, I can tell.
ECMG Stream Team. Check them out today. Facebook Gaming, as well as Twitch.tv. We have wonderful, wonderful streamers. You can check out Coach Peanut, who's a regular on here who likes to comment. We'll probably see him a little bit. And again, the Browns did lose, so he might not be on here. We are starting round 2, ITL Primetime Pick'em, the way too early Primetime Pick'em, as we are now on Tuesday nights. Tonight's featured Primetime Pick'em brought to you by Triple Double Basketball. Haven't heard about them in a while, but they are back. One of our featured sponsors. Go check them out in Harlingen, Texas. Triple Double Basketball. All right. Our ITL Primetime Pick'em starts off with a doozy, and I have a feeling it might be a guarantee, but the Niners start off Thursday Night Football 10-point favorites against the Giants. Just an astronomical spread. So if you're new to Primetime Pick'em, and Chris, if this is your first time kind of watching this, let's kind of dissect it. We're going to do against the spread for our first 6 picks in Primetime Pick'em, and in round 3, it's going to be nothing but money line picks. Just who do you have? What are your winners? So this first one is Niners versus Giants, 10-point favorites. I'm going to start off with the current champ, and or I guess the most recent champ on the panel today. That would be Kenny Cotterill. Kenny, what you got?
I mean, really?
Do it, Kenny.
They're gonna cover.
The cover?
He wants to do it.
The 49ers should blow the doors off the Giants. You don't go down 28-7 to the Cardinals and then just turn around and even keep it remotely close with San Fran. Purdy looks fine. Lots of weapons. Ayuk is questionable, so we'll see if he goes. Saquon is not playing. Do not start him on Thursday. Even if he does, he's going to be on a super crazy snap count, and Dayball should be fired. So I will take the 49ers to win and cover.
Reg also taking the Niners to cover in the comments. Don't forget, you can put all your picks in the comments.
No, Reg didn't take the Niners.
He took the Miners.
He took the minors. That doesn't count.
It doesn't count.
You took Miners.
I don't know. You watch Glory Road, I'm always taking the Miners.
I am too. Luke, who you got?
Next.
San Francisco -10 also for Luke. We are rolling here. Londo, who you taking?
49ers to cover.
All right, we are rolling, and that means if you're gauging the temperature, very close to a guarantee. Borak, who you have?
All right, hear me out. No, I can't do it. 49ers.
Okay. You had me worried there for a moment. All right, guest podcast on here from the Last Call podcast. Chris, what do you have?
I want to say that the Giants will bounce back. That they'll, they're finally going to play like they were last year. But oh god, this is a game where I think that you might have to put Danny Dimes, as they call him, on the injury list because they're just going to beat the crap out of him. I'm going 49ers +10. I don't even think the Giants will score 14 points.
Hey, just FYI, I know you're new to the show, but he's Danny Two Nickels. Okay,
You're Danny Two Nickels.
Not Danny Dimes. Danny
Proper
Two
name.
Nickels. Okay,
Sir Danny Two Nickels.
Danny Two Nickels.
There's
Jr.
nothing sir about the way that he plays.
The only thing you are, Kenny, is concerned. Am I right?
No.
That's bad, Ernest. That's bad. I think he's muted. Is he muted right now?
No, he's just.
Oh my god, did he just lose his ability to talk into his mic? Because that would be.
He did. Blink twice if you're in trouble.
So, I mean, if he's unable to talk, then as season 5 co-host, I guess I have to take over and step up and really deliver on this show. So,
yeah.
Londo, I know that you're not the best producer in the world, but can we get a new banner up for the next game of the week?
Can't hear me?
Nope, there he is.
Oh, he's
Oh, you can hear me good. I don't know what happened.
Good job covering, Kenny.
I just wanted to take note of the fact that I asked for a new banner and he didn't put it up, so he's not a great producer. I was right.
Yeah, he absolutely is not. He's not going to do it. All right, the new game, Jets versus Patriots. Patriots 3-point favorites on the road. The disrespect to the Jets continues. Luke, you start us off on this one.
Disrespect to the Jets? Did you see that offense? I mean, we'd have a pillow fight with them. I mean, it'd be hilarious.
That's just an elite all-time defense, in my opinion.
Oh, man. My heart is giving out right now. Good Lord.
That's the Steelers fan in you.
After that insane challenge flag throw, I'm going to go with Bill and the Patriots. Just for the challenge flag throw by itself.
Grumpy
That's
Bill.
it.
All right, Patriots get the first. Are you taking the money line or are you taking the points?
We'll go with the money line.
All right. New England money line straight up. He's taking Patriots to win this. Kenny.
So Zach Wilson last year against the Patriots put up 20 points. But that was across 2 football games, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, no.
So that is 10 points per game if you were doing the math at home. I'm going to take New England to win and cover. I don't know. I feel like as much as Patriot fans are upset with Bill for some odd reason, like they don't have a pretty subpar roster, they're going to figure out a way to win this game, and they'll cover -3.
Chris Connor with the Last Call podcast. Who do you have in this game?
I'm taking the Jets. I don't know what you guys are seeing here. I'm sorry. I mean, Patriots can't do anything. Their offense is like, as I said, it's Juju Sanu. It's Bourne. It is. Oh God, their offensive line can't block. I mean, you saw a guy named Van Hinkel was beating the crap out of him. Van Hinkel. So I'm going to say right here, it's going to be a slogger. I'm taking the Jets, taking the points. It'll be like 9-6 Jets, and everybody's just going to look and go, okay, that was 3 hours of our life we cannot get back.
Oh, this is your snoozer of the week, huh, Chris?
Oh
God. Would you
think it's
pay
gonna be
money?
bad.
I mean, how much would I have to pay you to see Mac Jones versus Wilson in the battle of quarterbacks with those two defenses breathing down their necks. Both are going to see ghosts.
Also,
And both
I'm
are
not
gonna
saying
get-
that the Patriots are going to like blow the doors off of them, but I feel pretty good about the fact that if they score 14 points, they're going to cover. Like we might get 14-10, and then once again, like 3 hours I don't get back in my life.
I don't know. It is going to be a game I'm probably not going to watch very much of. I mean, I'm going to watch it, but I have to because of the show. But it's not because I wanted to. Borak, who do you have?
I don't understand the disrespect for Mac Jones. I mean, the Patriots played the Eagles tough. They played the Dolphins tough. I don't see any reason why they would struggle against the Jets. And I do like Hoodie to make it difficult for Zach Wilson. So I'm taking the Patriots and to cover.
I love that you just called him a hoodie.
It's not disrespect. It's think of it like this: Quinnen Williams against Tyrone Wheatley Jr. or a guy named Veridian Lowe. I mean, that's just like asking Mac, okay, you got to get your leg broken, but hey, you're getting paid.
But again, on the flip side, like who's scoring for the Jets? Because they gave Breece Hall the ball 4 times last week, so they're not exactly calling great plays either on the other side. So I just don't see an indication that they're going to be able to put up enough. They would have to get a defensive score if they were going to cross 10 points.
And I don't see Belichick letting Garrett Wilson just get loose. I mean, if you take Garrett Wilson away, they have absolutely nothing to move the football.
I mean, I'll tell you this much. Take the under. It's 36.5.
Oh, yeah. That's easy money.
Absolutely, yeah.
Wow.
I will go ahead and give you that one, Borak. All right, Londo, who do you have?
Give me the Patriots and to cover.
We need to put the under on that.
BCMG guarantee.
Yeah.
Easy money!
There was a delay with the clip, and I was just waiting for that thing to come on. It never popped up. I knew it was just gonna come scare the crap out of me. There we go. We have everybody New England except for our guest pick, Chris Conner taking the Jets. I am also New England money line on this game. Rachel saying she's taking the Jets as well. So a little split inside the studio too. Can we all agree that this is going to be so low scoring? Like we're not feeling bad about the under. Can we put the under on the guarantee, or are we feeling we want to put a spread on there?
If we're putting the under on there, let's just bump it up a couple points in case you get like 20-17 for some weird reason because defenses score.
I mean,
Okay,
ESPN has it as New England minus 2.5 now already. So
okay, so we'll do under 38.
38.5 protects you against 20-17.
All right, so there you have it. We're gonna do an under. This might be the first time in BCMG guarantee history we put an under on there, but
wow.
Let's go ahead and roll it. What's that, Kenny?
An under 40 points under is going on our ticket this week.
That's wonderful. By the way, if you don't know what the
Connor
BCMG
Magic,
guarantee
Chris Connor Magic.
There you go. Or it's where it's the first time. You can message Steve Reisner for any guarantees that don't hit. All right, game of the week for us on this show is Arizona versus Dallas, because as Dallas keeps rolling, we keep covering Dallas minus 12 and the
Wow.
Sun Valley over there. Until Dallas loses, it will be our game of the week. That's how we roll on this show. Dallas 12-point favorites. We'll start off with the Cowboys faithful here. Kenny, who do you have in this game?
I have the Cowboys winning but not covering this game because I feel like Arizona actually has put up decent fights the first couple weeks. I think Washington's not a terrible football team. Obviously, they jumped out to the big lead against the Giants. I think that Dallas still is going to win like 28 to like 17. Like, I don't think that it's going to be in doubt, but 12 points is a lot in the NFL, and I just have a lot more faith in Arizona covering than even the Giants covering, which is pretty fun.
I've got the first what the heck with Reg now. Like, he's taking Arizona to win the game. Reg, I need the logic on that. Thank you, Kenny.
If you're going to say that you're going to take Arizona, then actually put money on it. Like, it's easy for anyone to say, like, oh, Arizona.
Yeah, absolutely right. Don't want to see the ticket. Let's see the ticket. Londo, who do you have?
I'm gonna take Dallas and I'm gonna take them over.
I am with you on that. I got Dallas minus 12. I've got Dallas minus 20. I think the defense is just absolutely going to dominate this game. Borak.
I'm taking Dallas money line. I can't wait till Dak plays a real team so we can see what he's made of.
He played a top 5 defense and looked fantastic last week.
Stop it. Next.
Are you going to tell me the Jets are not a top 5 defense?
No, not in the positions they're going to be put in because of Zach.
I think at the end of the year, they won't be a top 5 defense because, as Borak's saying, like short fields and stuff. But if we're talking fully healthy offense on the Jets side, then it is a top 5 defense.
Talent-wise, yes. I absolutely agree with you, but their offense is not going to help them any.
Luke, give me some sense on this. What are you taking?
Let me disagree here quickly. I think they will be a top 5 defense because I think they're going to trade for a quarterback. I think eventually you will see Minnesota give up
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, they'll trade Cousins because he's a free agent at the end of the year, but Jets are desperate, so they'll trade like a conditional third that can turn to a first, and they'll get Cousins.
But I don't get the logic of trading for Kirk because if people were doubting them winning a Super Bowl with Rodgers, why would they trade for Kirk? Because Kirk doesn't inspire any more confidence for the Jets to go and win the AFC. Like, who's Kirk beating in the AFC?
Okay, so let's talk that out because the Jets beat a Bills team without a quarterback. If we say Zach Wilson's not him, right? So,
well, we're going to act like Buffalo didn't hand them that game. Like, we're not going to pretend that the Jets won that game. It was the Bills handed them that game.
The Jets defense won that game. That's why I say it's a top 5
Josh
defense.
Allen handed them that game.
I think Josh Allen played really bad that game and handed him that game.
Yeah.
So it's all Josh Allen and no defense?
No,
I never said
for some of the plays that they made, but some of those interceptions are not even close to his receivers.
Okay, well, we could disagree because I think that if you add Kirk Cousins to the Jets, they make the playoffs, and I do think that they make a run.
You sure?
It would be a small run.
Okay, but how long will they have to wait for Kirk Cousins? Because Minnesota would have to be completely out of the playoff race for them to give up on Kirk Cousins.
I guess for me, it'd have to be when they go 0-3 or 0-4, and I think you start shopping.
They won't give up at 0-4 though. They'll give up when it's like 1-5, when you have to win 9 of your last 11 with a bad defense. I just don't think that you're going to have enough time because the Jets' schedule isn't going to get that much easier. They may be out of the playoff race at the same time that Minnesota is.
And I don't think anybody's disagreeing that Kirk Cousins is a better quarterback than Zach Wilson and would make the Jets better. It's just how long do you have to wait for him? 8 games in, 10 games in? About by that time.
Oh, I think by 6 games because you look at it go, yeah.
Let me give you a week, right? You tell me too late or not. Week 6. Is it too late?
They would have to be 1-5 or 0-6 at that point.
Okay, because I would have them at that point being 2-4.
And to me, the season's not over. Then they're not giving up at 2-4. Not in that.
I just can't. And another day, I probably would have said the Bears would beat them and they would be 1-5, but I can't say that anymore. So it's unfortunate.
You're all in on the Bears. You really got to lock that one back. Eh?
I do. I made that my preseason.
That was a really bad episode for you, and we should really put that on your TikTok.
Between them and the Seahawks, I'm not sure which one's going to come back and bite me first, but that Bears one not looking real good. Who do I have? Luke, I need your pick. Dallas, Arizona.
Hi, how are you? I'm fine. Okay.
Thank you, Luke. Chris,
Dallas. Arizona is so mad at Josh Dobbs right now. They get rid of Colt McCoy. They sit Kyler Murray. They go out and dig up the bones of Josh Dobbs to come play quarterback for them so they could lose. And they were winning the game at one point, okay? For almost the entire game. Like, they are so mad at Josh Dobbs right now. But Josh Dobbs is going to do enough to keep them within 12 points. So give me Dallas, but Arizona covers 12.
Fine. Chris Connor, talk some sense into everybody. What you got?
There's a perverse part of me that wants the Cowboys to lose, just because Jerry Jones will fire, strangle, hang, and draw and quarter Matt McCarthy. Then you'll get your wish of, a new Cowboys coach. But I'm sorry, it's the Cardinals. I mean, they're a bad team. They choked to the Giants without Saquon Barkley. So I'm going Cowboys. Will cover the spread, even though I want to see carnage. I want to see Jerry Jones just walk down the field and tell McCarthy, if you lose, you're fired. I'm going to bury the body somewhere. They'll never find you again.
Jeez.
So okay. So Reg wanted to clarify in the comments. He's saying that the Cardinals will cover, but that the Cowboys will win. He wants that.
What do we
tarnish
feel
off.
comfortable with as a number then? 9.5?
I was good 6.5, just for those that are really that skeptical.
I can't
But
find
I will do
6.5. 9.5 I can find.
I'm comfortable 9.5.
31-21 or like 28-18, like I don't know.
All right, we have 3 BCMG guarantee parlay picks in 3 games, which is unprecedented for this season so far. San Francisco -10, the under 38.5 of the Jets-Patriots game, and Dallas -9.5 in Arizona. Let's roll it. Woo! Wave those fingers in the air and wave them like you just don't care. We're going to go over to Sunday Night Football. This is Las Vegas -2.5 versus Pittsburgh. And my runner-up for snoozer of the week. I'm going to tell you, I didn't pick it, but it was my runner-up. I would have been sleeping on Sunday night early. Vegas 2.5-point favorites. Pittsburgh is Luke's team. Luke, give us the skinny.
If you have Josh Jacobs, give him the start this week for sure. Okay, this is a get it right game for Josh Jacobs. Okay, the Pittsburgh's defense is not the steel curtain of old. Okay, they love to play bend and don't break kind of style of defense with Ter Austin's defense. So this is a get it right game for him. But I TJ Watt might have 6 touchdowns this game. Okay, like he's the only reason we're gonna be alive is TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith. Okay, so give me the Steelers. Obviously, just give me the Steelers to win.
There we go. Pittsburgh money line's the first pick based off the defense. Let's go over to you, Borak. Who do you have?
Oh man, Luke did not instill confidence for me with this pick.
I'm not confident either, Borak. Either go up in the squad.
For what it's worth.
Oh, go ahead, Londo. You can go.
No, I'm gonna take Pittsburgh.
There you go. Londo's taking Pittsburgh money line also.
Yeah.
That doesn't inspire confidence that Londo likes Pittsburgh. And I don't know
what. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Raiders and Raiders cover.
All right, Raiders -2.5 is the pick there for Borak. I'm gonna go over to you, Chris Connor. Who do you have?
I know it's a bit of a pick'em game, but damn it, I'm going Titans over Chargers because I basically think Staley is the worst coach ever. Mike Vrabel's going to coach circles around him, and no, actually, sorry, Tennessee over Cleveland. But yeah, I'm still taking. Okay, my apologies. I lost my train of thought here. But yeah,
that's okay. You're picking Raiders versus Steelers Sunday Night Football.
Oh, Raiders Steelers.
Yeah, Raiders Steelers.
Probably the Raiders, just because Matt Canada's screwing up Najee Harris. How the hell does a guy get fired from Maryland and end up as the offensive coordinator for the Pittsburgh Steelers? That's like getting fired from your high school and running, the country. That makes no sense. Somebody, what does he have? Naked pictures on Mike Tomlin? How the hell did he get this job?
Heavy takes.
I did not take the bait on Najee slander. Just Put that out there.
The answer is yes. He does have pictures. I'm taking Vegas and to win and cover in this game also. I like what they're doing. I like Adams at home. I'm going to Vegas, so just go with that. So Vegas is the pick for me. Pittsburgh hasn't done anything for me to instill confidence, although that Pickens play was magical across the middle. It did get me out of my seat. I was like, let's go. Kenny, wrap us up on this game.
So my wife's been bugging me for years to get a dog, and I might go and get one on Sunday, strictly so I can give it a bath on Sunday night, so I don't have to watch this football game. The Raiders are going to win it. Wow. Matt Canada gives Canada a bad name, and there's plenty of others, including myself, that give it a bad enough name. So Raiders winning coverage.
Kenny, I was trying to stop you there because you said a word as magical. Happy birthday to your wife. Happy birthday. Way to go.
Yeah, it was her 30th. Everyone kept telling me how they couldn't believe that I was the younger one out of the two of us, so that really made for a really awesome evening for me.
You just have that old face, huh, Kenny?
I wouldn't call it the face.
All right. Due to the writer's strike, we are continuing with 2 Monday Night Football games. So let's go ahead and talk about the first one. Tampa Bay versus Philly. Philly 5-point favorites on the road in a game in which I believe this is a disrespect to Philly. Kenny's waving his finger in the air. He's calling BCMG guarantee. Anybody picking Tampa Bay?
No chance.
It might be Baker time, though.
Uh-oh. I think we have Baker time in the studio.
They're going to fuck around. I'll tell you, they'll fuck around.
They're going to find out. Okay. Baker time.
If we're being for real, we'll go around. Are you really picking Tampa?
No, I'm not.
No, Londo's trolling.
No, I'm not.
Chris Conner, I gotta check with you, though. I got to check.
Kenny, give Baker his respect, though.
Okay, wait. So we're giving Baker respect for the Vikings and the Bears defense.
Come on, it's Baker. Seriously?
It may be funny to you, motherfucker, but it's not funny to me,
okay? Baker's the most unlikable guy in the NFL for me.
I think joking. Keep going.
I think Baker Mayfield sucks. And every time he starts a football game, it makes me sad. Because there's better quarterbacks on other teams that deserve to be starting games.
Solve this BCMG guarantee for me, Chris Conner. Are you taking Tampa or are you not taking Philly for some reason?
I'm taking Tampa with the points. Yeah. There's something off about Philly. Maybe it's Shane Sturchin not being there. Maybe it's their secondary is absolutely hurt and wretched. But you look at them, it's like they should have lost the Patriots. If Bill Belichick didn't lose his brain, go for it on 4th and 3, 4th and 12. They would have won that game by a point. And then you look at the Vikings game, and if Justin Jefferson didn't, lose the ball in the end zone, that's a tie game and probably going to win. It's like there's something wrong. You don't know what. Maybe it's the coordinators. Maybe it's a Super Bowl hangover. But I think Philly will win, but it's going to be a much closer game. It's going to be like, okay, this is something we got to worry about with Philly. They're off. And I can't put it why. It's just they're off.
Every year, I think there's something wrong with Philly. I just keep it to myself.
-2.5. How are we feeling? 2.5 we good with?
I'm feeling 2.5. Are you feeling 2.5, Chris Conner?
Yeah.
Okay. 2.5 at it.
All right. We're going to add Philly 2.5 there. I just want to make sure, Chris Conner, you good with 2.5?
I'm good with 2.5.
All right. Wave your fingers in the air and wave them like you just don't care whether you're on the road, on the couch. BCMG guarantee will get you some money. Monday Night Football number 2 is disrespectful to the Rams. Cincinnati 1.5-point favorites at home against the Los Angeles Rams. One of these teams are just not like the other. All right, let's start this off. Borak, who do you have in this game?
I don't think Joe Burrow is going to play, so I'm taking the Rams, and I'm taking them to cover.
All right, you're going to go straight money line on the Rams there. It gives you more money. Luke.
It's tough. Joey B, I have to feel bad for the guy. But can I really feel bad for a guy that's making $275 million over the next 5 years? I don't really think so. So give me the Rams. I love to see a sad Cincinnati team. So Give me the Rams.
Two Rams picks, Londo.
I'll take the Rams.
We are rolling with the Rams here on ITL pick. The final primetime pick, Kenny.
I'm taking the Bengals to win. Joe Burrow probably won't play. They'll go to Jake Browning, who has one career pass attempt. And he'll, for whatever reason, win this football game because the Rams don't deserve it. They don't deserve nice things in LA. They already have too many nice things there.
Thank you, Kenny, for that. You probably saved the parlay. You probably saved us right there.
I'm not letting the parlay die on Monday night, the second game, because the Rams lose to a backup quarterback.
We would have like
I'm already in last, so it's fine.
And the Rams were our last pick. All right, I'm taking the Rams to win this game as well. I don't think it's close, even if Joe Burrow plays. I think the Rams are that good. Chris Connor, wrap us up on primetime pick'em, and then we're gonna go to our fire round picks.
I'm going Rams, and this is a question you seriously have to ask. If the Bengals keep losing and Burrow's out, do they trade T. Higgins? He's a free agent. They're not going to re-sign him. I mean, if you could get a first-round pick, and there's probably a team, hint, Kansas City Chiefs, will go, yeah, we'll trade a first-round pick. I mean, would you do it if you're the Bengals and you're starting off at 1-4, 1-5?
I think they would. I don't know if they would trade him to an AFC team, though, especially the Chiefs, knowing they'd be competing against them.
I think he goes cross-conference, too.
Yeah. The T. Higgins with Mahomes would be just straight nasty.
I think he goes to New York. The Giants need a receiver.
Who's getting traded? What?
T. Higgins.
The question
if they end
was
up going 1-5 or 1-6 to avoid paying him in the offseason, would they trade him?
For first, yeah, I would trade him. They're not going to pay him.
Maybe Los Angeles, if they're contending, if they're 5-1, who knows? All right, that wraps up our primetime pick'em. We have 4 picks on the guarantee so far. San Francisco -10, the under for the Jets-Patriots game, Dallas -9.5, and Philly -2.5. We're going to go to fire round picks right after this wonderful clip of the Houston Astros.
And Alvarez belts it deep to right field. Houston goodbye! Unbelievable! The Astros a walk-off win! Yordan Alvarez, a walk-off 3-run homer! And the Astros stun the Mariners in Game 1 of the division series. Incredible!
The house of horrors for the Seattle Mariners continues as they mob Alvarez by home plate. A miraculous comeback for Houston.
Astros win it 8-7. Can you believe it? Wow! What a stunning victory and one of the most improbable wins the Astros have ever had in the postseason.
I just thought we should get a live looking at a modern-day dynasty as they continue their run to get to the postseason. Round 3 is our fire round picks, and if you're still sticking around, I see we got a new sub. Thank you very much. Welcome to the shit show. We appreciate you. And, chime on in. Comment your picks. We're going to do our fire round picks. If you haven't watched before, we're going to go right through these NFL picks pretty quick. Kenny likes to drag them out a little bit. And we'll get started right after this brief intro. If you're listening, cover your ears. We are starting. Rachel actually started to cover her ears. There we go. I'm glad you covered your ears. We are starting off really hot. Jacksonville versus Houston in a game I think we're going to be waving our fingers in the air. Anybody picking Houston to win this game? Chris Connor, since I can't see, I got to hear it.
You know what? Maybe it's because right now I am just tired, drunk, and a bit, pissed off of my Patriots here. But David, I'm going with Texans just because I can't root for a team that's run by Tony Khan. I just can't. So I'm going Texans by 3.
Houston gets the first upset pick of fire round picks. It is absolutely a host override. Jacksonville money line will go on the parlay, but we're going to continue Washington versus Buffalo in a game that's going to be slightly intriguing, and I will watch this. Borak.
Bills.
Londo.
Give me Washington.
I knew you were going to pick Washington. Kenny.
Buffalo.
What is happening?
Are you just debating Kenny or?
No, he said Buffalo.
Oh, Buffalo? I didn't hear you. All right.
Yeah,
Luke.
he said it.
Bills.
Too much time.
Chris Connor. But you're
Buffalo.
flipping a coin. All right, I'm taking Buffalo as well, and unfortunately, I'm doing another host override going on the BCMG parlay. Miami versus Denver. No, Kenny says no. No, host override back. No, not putting it on there. All right, Jacksonville moneyline stays. Buffalo does not. Miami versus Denver is the next game here on ITL Fire Round Pick'em. Anybody picking Denver?
No.
Chris, got to check with you since I can't see you.
I want to say yes, but no. I'm going with Dolphins.
All right, we got a Dolphins. Dolphins money line gets added to the BCMG parlay. So far in the fire round picks, Jacksonville money line and the Miami money line are being added to the BCMG guarantee. Our first toss-up fire round pick is going to start here. Minnesota 0-2 versus the Chargers 0-2 in Minnesota. We'll start this one off with Kenny.
Minnesota.
Kenny going Minnesota at home. Luke.
So here's the deal, Ernest. It's going to be 21-21 going into overtime. They both missed field goals. Strip sack of Kurt. 24-21 final.
Thought you were going Chargers. I thought you would say there's no way one team comes out with a win and they still are winless after this game.
I'm going to say about 10 seconds left.
We call it a tie.
They'll take a field goal.
Londo, who do you have?
Minnesota.
All right, riding Kirk Cousins. Borak.
Give me Kirk. First win.
There we go. Chris Connor.
I'm going Vikings, and I'm going also that Brandon Staley just goes ape afterwards, and he'll be fired probably within the next 2 games.
I'm so conflicted on this game. I am going to be heartbroken for the 3rd time this year, and I'm going to go with the Chargers in this game to win this game. And
you poor soul.
I don't know why I keep picking them.
Why
he just can't quit.
Punishment, Ernest.
He loves Herbert and Eckler.
Oh my gosh, I'm doing Eckler's not even playing. What am I doing?
I don't know.
Get rid of it.
Just put it on the parlay. Just put it on the parlay.
Reg says the worst coordinator in football. Go Vikings. I'm sorry.
Reg also picked the Texans.
Astro Annoying says Miami is their favorite team. That's awesome. They're doing fantastic this year. Probably one of the best teams in the NFL right now. Let's move on. Keep putting your picks in the comments. I'll put them on screen. Absolutely. Let's move on to Baltimore. Baltimore versus Indianapolis is the next game. Anybody going Indy on the call?
No.
All right, then that would be what you would call a BCMG guarantee. Baltimore money line hitting the parlay. Just to check one more time, Chris Connor, are you going Baltimore in this game?
Of course.
Absolutely. We're rolling here on ITL Fire Round Pick'em. Put your comments and picks in the chat, and we will put it on screen. Detroit versus Atlanta is the next game. This is going to be a really good game. I'm going to be watching this all the way through. Luke, who do you have in this game?
They broke my Jordan Hart love they broke my heart last week. Oh, it hurt. So I'm obviously going to go with Detroit just for the heartbreak back. Enjoy it, Atlanta. Give me the Detroit Lions.
All right, Detroit gets the first pick. Chris Connor, who do you have in this game?
I have no idea. I mean, I want to pick Detroit, but as much as I love Dan Campbell, he's like a drunken riverboat gambler. He does stuff, and even I look and go, God, why are you doing this? I guess Detroit just because I believe nothing in Desmond Ridder.
All right, 2 Detroit picks. Londo.
Give me Atlanta.
ATL gets a pick and a nod there. Borak.
Well, Reg is taking the Falcons, so I am definitely going the Lions.
All right, so Borak goes, Detroit goes opposite of Reg. Of course, you'll find them on the Old Guys in week 5. We're going to feature a segment where they're going to argue the entire time. We just sit back with some popcorn. All right. I will go so Kenny can get the last pick on this. I debated this, but I cannot pick against Detroit at home. So I'm going to go Detroit at home to win this. Atlanta gets their first loss, but I wouldn't be surprised if Atlanta makes a push to win this game again.
Mm-hmm.
They are good, and they are good in the clutch. So if Detroit does fuck around and find out, Atlanta will take this game. So, Kenny,
Did
you're
you
up.
say the Atlanta Falcons good in the clutch?
This year
Is
they
that
have
what
been.
you said?
This year
The
they have
Ritter.
been.
Is that what you
The
said?
Ritter
Just
is
as
good
big
in the
as
clutch.
Dak's dominance.
Man.
I'm torn because I love the Falcons, but then Londo's the only one taking the Falcons, and that doesn't bode well.
Londo Emridge.
And Reg.
That gives you
Man, I'm
analysis.
going to
right there,
hate
Kenny.
myself if Atlanta wins, but I'm going to take Detroit because I have Atlanta to win the South, and I'm going to be so angry if I did this just because of stupid Londo.
So you're going Detroit then, Kenny?
Yeah, I'll go the Lions.
Oh, I'm sorry. I know. I was conflicted too. I really want Atlanta. I might change it by the end of this show. All right, here we go. We're going to Green Bay. Green Bay versus New Orleans is the game we're going to call, and again, it's going to be pretty good too. Let's start this. I'll start it off. I'm going Green Bay in this game. I think New Orleans gets their loss of the year, and we'll go to Borek.
Man, the Packers let me down last week, but I'm going right back to it. Green Bay.
Chris Connor.
I don't trust the Packers, but you know what? I just think Jordan Love's, when Jordan Love's better quarterback in this game, I'm going with Jordan Love. So, yeah, give me Jordan Love over Derek Carr.
I like to pick. I don't trust the offensive line for New Orleans and on the road. Doesn't bode well for me. Londo.
Green Bay.
All right. Kenny.
Jordan Love sucks. Give me New Orleans.
My God. Luke.
This one's tough for me because I have both these teams winning their respective divisions, so I'm riding them both.
Not me.
Yeah, we know. Mark, clip it. Clip that. It's at Lambeau, right?
Yeah.
It is in Lambeau.
Yeah, give me the Pack at home.
All right, everybody, Packers fans, except for Kenny this coming weekend, and Reg riding with the group. Green Bay, back to Pack. Is that they're saying? That should be their saying.
Hold on.
Go check the injury report. Let's move on. We're going to go to Cleveland. Cleveland versus Tennessee. First game without Nick Chubb. Tennessee coming off the win against the Chargers. I am going to ride Tennessee in this game, and like I have for last week, I'm going to say it again. They win games that they shouldn't. They're going to go to Cleveland and win that game, and I think that Tennessee is primed to win their division. They're my division pick. Londo.
I'm with you on that, Tennessee.
We got 2 Tennessee picks as we go to Borek.
Yeah, I'm with Tennessee. Deshaun Watson is terrible.
3 Tennessee picks. Kenny.
Cleveland.
Luke.
Clowns.
2 Cleveland picks. All right, Chris Connor, split the group, or are you going Tennessee?
I like Vrabel, but if you think Deshaun Watson's bad, Ryan Tannehill sucks worse than Hoover Vacuum. I'm going Browns.
We are a split group on this game. A game to
Nice.
watch. It'll be good. It'll be a good game. So
disagree.
Cleveland versus Tennessee is just going to be fun. You disagree?
Tannehill's way better than Watson.
Yeah, I agree.
take
I
Baker
agree.
Mayfield over Ryan Tannehill.
Well, I would too.
Is it really an upgrade?
ITL.
Is it really an upgrade if you go from Tannehill to Baker? Is it really that big of an upgrade?
Well, to be fair, Tannehill's not being paid like Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, not a lot of people are, Borak.
That's true. Facts.
I feel good about my pick. Reg picked the Titans. Reg is undefeated this week. So
When did Nashville get turf, by the way? When did they get turf field?
I have no idea. We need a Titans rep on the show.
I was shocked when I saw they had a brand new turf facility.
Yep. We have 2 games left. We still haven't chosen the snoozer of the week. That has not come up yet.
Possibly the snoozer, but
and we are going to go right to Seattle, and we're going to hold that snoozer. So Seattle versus Carolina. I think it's going to be a pretty good game. We'll start this off with Kenny.
Seattle.
Seattle. There's the first pick. Luke.
Seattle. I watched that Carolina game versus New Orleans. That offensive line is in shambles, and that's coming from a Steelers fan right now. That offensive line's bad. So give me the front seven of Seattle against Carolina.
Londo.
Seattle.
I'm rolling Seattle as well if I didn't say it already. Borak.
Yeah, Carolina's offensive line is just as bad as the Texans. Give me Seattle easily.
Seattle is a pick. And last but not least, from the Last Call podcast, Chris?
Seattle. I mean, I feel bad for Bryce Young. He's going to get hurt. This offensive line is going to get him killed.
Yeah.
Now we have Seattle Moneyline entering the BCMG Guarantee Parlay. Do we feel, since we're all pretty set on this, are we good at 2.5, 4.5, 6.5?
I'm not putting this in parlay.
6.5.
I refuse to even put money line in the parlay.
I mean,
why?
You got to get checked. You got to get checked to put money on this game.
I'm not letting Seattle let us down. After they got blown out by the Rams in week 1, they come back and win in overtime. I just think that Seattle is still a question mark. I do think that they'll win, but I'm not rooting the parlay over Seattle.
We would just put money line on the parlay.
Carolina is awful.
Oh, no. I would hate to not put minus 300 on the parlay.
Yikes. Well, guys, this takes us to the final game of the week and what we are calling the snoozer of the week, Kansas City versus Chicago, in a game that nobody will watch except for Kansas City markets and Chicago markets and Londo, because he's hoping Fields turns it around in this game.
He's the only one? He's the only one.
We're going to go around.
Turn it around?
Yes, he is the only one. I've given up.
Yeah.
I've given up. Let's go around. Yeah, we do need to go around the room. Borak, start us off.
Chiefs.
Kenny.
You had the audacity to ever put Patrick Mahomes in the snoozer of the week. Like, you should be. I'm not going to say it because that'd be really mean. So, Kansas City.
Kansas City. Luke.
Do I have to justify the answer to this?
Chris Connor.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah, I'm with Kenny here. Kansas City, but you know what? Patrick Mahomes is always must-see TV. I'm sorry. That is wrong. I mean, you want Patriots and Jets, like snoozer week. I'll agree with that. Mahomes, that's like watching Jordan of our era.
It's
you just took an under 38 points, and we're going to call this the snoozer of the week.
It's the Seattle Carolina game for sure. Like that's
it's snoozer because it's going to be 24-0 at the end of the first quarter.
And
There's no game.
I can't wait.
I think it's the Titans.
I watch movies at Red Raider and I watch movies at Kansas City.
I love watching Mahomes hang like 30 points on a team in a quarter, and that might happen.
And throw no-look passes.
Yeah.
So are we saying that Tom Brady is like Michael Jordan and Patrick Mahomes is like LeBron James?
What are we doing? Like, we're at the end of the episode, and you're gonna throw out LeBron and Jordan. Like, let's call
Chris
it.
Connor said that was the Michael Jordan of our era. I don't know.
Add it to the parlay, and then let's move on and get this show over. We're at almost an hour and a half.
You've lingered and made a show last an hour and a half, and I have every right to do so as well.
Only once.
I'm going to tell you right now, this is not a BCMG guarantee because somebody is not going to pick Kansas City. I haven't even called his name yet.
Reg took Chicago.
Ondo, who are you picking in this game?
No, I'm picking KC, man.
Oh my God!
I will fly out to Brownsville.
I'd be stupid.
Foot up your ass if you decide.
All right, how many points are you going to give? They're 12.5-point favorites.
I wish Reg was on to give us our analysis on Chicago winning.
10.
I know. No.
Chicago will win because Chicago.
9.5 then?
9.5.
All right. 9.5 points enters the BCMG guarantee. You can see what those odds are when we post out the episode this Thursday morning. We're going to go around the room for sign-offs. A special thank you for Chris Connor from the Last Call podcast joining us tonight. Let's start things off. We'll let you do your sign off and tell people where they can find you, Chris, at the end. Borak, tell people where they can find you.
At Clutch City 52 on X. Have a good night, everybody.
You can find him at Clutch City 52 on Twix. That is correct. Just Luke, where can the people find you?
That's not my name. There it is. Yeah, you can find me on X at Hearts2282. Ernest, I always appreciate the platform, bud. Really appreciate it. Guys, quick mental health update. Obviously, we're in a very daylight savings time is coming. The darkness is here, guys. Like, it was dark at 7:15 in West Virginia today. So, like, always talk to your very happy friends, too. Don't just talk to the guys that don't want to be talking to you. All right? Reach out to your friends. Reach out to me on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it now. Mental health is real, especially nowadays. It's in the media. Just talk to somebody. Like I always preach, go to Google, type in suicide hotline. There's an IM chat. There's a 1-800 line. There's a call 988. All of the stuff is right there on Google. And actually, I'm probably, you know what, Ernest? I'm going to put it in my Twitter profile. Just go to it. If you need help, there's always somebody willing to talk to you guys. Appreciate it, Ernest.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jessica. Love the plug. Love the plug. You can always find Londo also on the mic and give him that thumbs up at Londo4291 for any of his content. Whenever he's on here, you can tweet at him, say you love his takes. Our co-host for season number 5 is Kenny Cotterill. Kenny, you said you were recording a show before this. Tell the people where they can find you.
Follow me at HedgePod. I don't want to linger and make this show go an hour and a half. So episode of tomorrow morning. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Thank you, Kenny. Appreciate that. Of course, the Last Call podcast, Chris Connor, our guest pod. Thank you so much for being a part of the show today. Tell the people where they can find your stuff and where they can see your work.
No problem. I had a blast with you guys. Hopefully we'll come back. Check us out at lastcallpodcast.com. This Wednesday, by the way, we're going to have Bellator 300 light heavyweight Grant Yale stop by the show. And Friday, the Gladiator UFC lightweight Ricky Glenn's going to be coming on. Got some great guests this week, so check it out, lastcallpodcast.com.
All right, Chris Connor, Last Call Podcast. We appreciate you for being on the show. Thank you so much. Was fun, guys. Thank you guys for being with us here on ITL. I am your host, Ernest Silva, and we had a fun time. Good luck with all your bets. We'll put those odds on later on this week. Good night, y'all.